Lady Fairydust Gloop, to the rescue, a narwhale of a tale. Exterior, Miami Beach, Florida, USA. Afternoon. Everyone knows Miami Beach is famous for its sand and its water being the same color. Charming computer programmer Lady Fairydust Gloop is arguing with energetic detective Lady Marian Ramsbottom.
That's Ramsbottom, dear. Ramsbottom.
Ramsbottom. I feel weird saying that. Fairydust tries to hug Marian, but she shakes her off.
Please, Marian, don't leave me.
I'm sorry, Fairydust, but I'm looking for someone a bit more brave. Someone who faces their fears head on, instead of running away.
But I am such a person.
Marian frowns.
I'm sorry, Fairydust, I just don't feel excited by this relationship anymore.
Marian leaves. Fairydust sits down, looking defeated. Moments later, incredible fishmonger, Miss Allison Butterscotch barges in, looking flustered.
Goodness, Allison, is everything all right?
I'm afraid not.
What is it? Don't keep me in suspense.
It's a goblin. I saw an evil goblin with a bunch of kittens.
Defenseless kittens?
Yes, defenseless kittens.
Bloomin' heck, Allison, we've got to do something.
Did your accent just change?
No, of course not.
We should do something, but I wouldn't know where to start.
You can begin by telling me where this happened.
Allison fans herself and begins to wheeze.
Focus, Allison, focus. Where did it happen?
A sweet shop. That's right, a sweet shop.
Fairydust springs up and begins to run. Exterior, a road, continuous. Fairydust rushes along the street, followed by Allison. They take a shortcut through some back gardens, jumping fences along the way. Interior, a sweet shop shortly after. Rob Gobble, a creepy goblin, terrorizes two kittens. Fairydust, closely followed by Allison, rushes towards Rob, but suddenly stops in her tracks.
What is it? What's the matter?
That's not just any old goblin. That's Rob Gobble.
Who's Rob Gobble?
Who's Rob Gobble? Only the most creepy goblin in the universe.
Blinkin' knickers, Fairydust, we're gonna need some help if we're gonna stop the most creepy goblin in the universe.
You can say that again.
Blinkin' knickers, Fairydust, we're gonna need some help if we're gonna stop the most creepy goblin in the universe.
I'm going to need knives. Lots of knives.
Fairydust Gloop, we meet again.
You've met?
Yes. It was a long, long time ago.
Exterior, a park, back in time. A young Fairydust is sitting in a park listening to some drum and bass music, when suddenly a dark shadow casts over her. She looks up and sees Rob. She takes off her headphones. Would you like some fruit gums? Fairydust's eyes light up, but then she studies Rob more closely and looks uneasy.
I don't know, you look kind of creepy.
Me? No, I'm not creepy. I'm the least creepy goblin in the world.
Wait, you're a goblin?
You are a coward then, and you're a coward now.
You ran away?
I was a young child. What was I supposed to do? I may have run away from you then, but I won't run away this time. I mean, I am running away, but I'll be back with knives.
I'm not scared of you.
You should be.
Interior, Sydney Opera House, later that day. Fairydust and Allison walk around searching for something.
Sure, I left my knives somewhere around here.
Are you sure? It does seem like an odd place to keep deadly knives.
You know nothing, Alison Butterscotch.
We've been searching for ages. I don't think they're here.
Looking for something?
Crikey, Fairydust, he's got your knives.
Tell me something I don't already know.
The Earth's circumference at the equator is about 40,075 kilometers.
I know that already.
I'm afraid of dust.
Dude! While Rob is looking at Allison with disgust, Fairydust lunges forward and grabs her deadly knives. She wields them triumphantly.
Prepare to die, you creepy carrot.
No, please, all I did was frighten a bunch of kittens. Marion enters, unseen by any of the others.
I cannot tolerate that kind of behavior. Those kittens were defenseless. Well, now they have a defender, and that's me, Fairydust Gloop, defender of innocent kittens.
Don't hurt me, please!
Give me one good reason why I shouldn't use these knives on you right away.
Because, Fairydust, I am your father. Fairydust looks stunned for a few moments, but then collects herself.
No, you're not.
Ah, well, it had to be worth a try.
Who's the daddy now?
Did he just faint?
I think so. Well, that's disappointing. I was rather hoping for a more dramatic conclusion involving my deadly knives.
Careful, Fairydust, it could be a trick.
No, it's not a trick. It appears that, it would seem, Rob Gobble is dead.
What?
Yes. It appears that I scared him to death.
Allison claps her hands.
So your knives did save the day after all. Is it true? Did you kill the creepy goblin?
Marion, how long have you been?
Long enough.
Then you saw for yourself. I killed Rob Gobble.
Then the kittens are safe?
It does seem that way.
A crowd of vulnerable kittens enter, looking relieved.
You are their hero.
There is no need to bow to me. I seek no worship. The knowledge that Rob Gobble will never scare kittens again is enough for me.
You are humble as well as brave.
One of the kittens passes Fairydust a mystical talisman.
I think they want you to have it as a symbol of their gratitude.
I couldn't possibly. Well, if you insist. Thank you.
The kittens bow their heads once more and leave.
Does this mean you want me back?
Oh, Fairydust, of course I want you back.
Fairydust smiles for a few seconds, but then looks defiant.
Well, you can't have me.
What?
You had no faith in me. You had to see me frighten a goblin to death before you would believe in me. I don't want a lover like that.
But...
Please leave. I want to spend time with the one person who stayed with me through thick and thin. My best friend, Allison.
But... You heard the lady. Now be off with you. Skedaddle. Shoo. Fairydust?
I'm sorry, Marion, but I think you should skedaddle.
Marion leaves.
Did you mean that? You know, that I'm your best friend?
Of course you are.
When I said I'm afraid of dust, you know I was just trying to distract from the goblin, don't you?
The end.
I agree, but I wouldn't know where to start. There's a cat in my video. All done, 15 minutes.